In my Time and World Mechanics video, I say that the Wave music video takes place in reality, and the Illusion music video takes place in an illusion, which has been my stance on these two music videos for a while. And I think, in hindsight, that statement is quite the oversimplification. Wave and Illusion are particularly complex music videos, especially given the way they're interconnected to each other. Their narratives rely on each other. You cannot understand Wave without Illusion, and you cannot understand Illusion without Wave. Wave and Illusion are opposites in basically every single way. Wave is predominantly a blue music video, Illusion is predominantly a red music video. Wave is more of a blue song compared to Illusion, which is more of a red song. A little mini section for you about red and blue songs. In my mind, there are kind of two extremes to ATEEZ's music, where you have very soft, lyrical, poetic ballads on one end, and more aggressive, loud, intense anthems on the other. Nocturne Song has a great thread on Twitter where they talk about some of the musical elements that can make a song more red or blue. For example, autotune is very much a red thing. I use red and blue because I think about everything for ATEEZ in terms of red and blue, but it's probably more accurate to label it as old world music versus new world music. Now, this all falls on a spectrum. Most ATEEZ songs combine different elements from the two extremes together because, in my opinion, that is the whole goddamn point. So I don't consider Illusion to be an entirely red song. It is probably the most red song on One to All, but One to All is still a blue album in the grand scheme of things, and Wave similarly is not an entirely blue song. Moving on. The Wave music video was filmed on location in real places, on the beach, in the grocery store, etc. Illusion is largely computer graphics and green screen sets, made up imaginary places that do not exist. Wave's big primary feature is the ocean, whereas Illusion's is the sky. I have a lot of theories about the ocean and the sky, and there's going to be a video about it eventually. Wave begins with everyone waking up, while in Illusion, everyone is asleep. So we can put Wave and Illusion on opposite sides of a Mobius strip model. And the transition in between Wave and Illusion is, of course, Crescent. The Illusion music video plays, and at the very end, they play a shortened version of Crescent, which transitions into the beginning of Wave. The songs even follow this order on the track list. And Crescent isn't just the midpoint between Wave and Illusion, Crescent is the midpoint of the whole Treasure series, where you have Intro Long Journey and Outro Long Journey, with Crescent as the interlude in between. In Illusion, they're asleep, with Crescent, ATEEZ opens their eyes, and in Wave, they're awake. Wave is blue up until the end when there's a color shift to red, which leads into Illusion being a red music video, with a color shift to purple, and the end with Crescent being blue, which takes us right back to Wave. The color shift at the end of Wave occurs during sunset. It's the end of the day, they're about to go to sleep, where they will have the dream that is Illusion, and they wake up from the dream at the beginning of Wave. The end of Wave is the beginning of Illusion, the end of Illusion is the beginning of Wave, the beginning is the end is the beginning. These two music videos form an infinite loop with each other. And everything we can observe about Wave screams, this music video takes place in reality. But does it? Because in this music video, they're on the beach. They're on the island. Guardian's Island, which we know from the diary entries is not this beautiful idyllic paradise. It's a prison, where there is definitely not a lot of Hakuna Matataing going on. So, does Wave show us reality? ATEEZ being carefree and happy in Old World, or does it show us an illusion? ATEEZ in New World, trapped on Guardian's Island under the influence of yellow smoke, made to believe they're in some kind of utopia when they're really not. And the answer, I think, is yes. Wave is a music video that looks, acts, walks, and talks like a music video that takes place in reality. But Wave is actually a music video that simultaneously takes place in both reality and in illusion at the same time. Because normal ATEEZ's reality is HoloTEEZ's illusion, and normal ATEEZ's illusion is HoloTEEZ's reality. In Wave, we see both normal ATEEZ's reality and HoloTEEZ's illusion. I'm going to try to explain this to you with math, which I don't know anything about math, but here we go. Reality and illusion are opposites, and positive and negative numbers are opposites. Let's say reality is a positive thing and illusion is a negative thing. A negative number times a negative number gives you a positive number. So the new world is a dream, an illusion. Yellow smoke is hallucinogenic. It causes illusions as well. And this is where the line from Inception comes in, a dream within a dream. AT's being in a dream in New World and then experiencing this secondary dream state on top of all that, which is caused by yellow smoke. So New World with yellow smoke gives you Old World. Whether or not wave takes place in reality or an illusion changes based on your perspective, whether you are on this side of the equation or this side of the equation, whether you see this music video through normal ATEEZ's eyes or through HoloTeez's eyes. When ATEEZ wakes up at the beginning of this music video, who do they wake up as?